What's up, vegans and future vegans? Lou Miles Walker here. This video is about my 5 favorite YouTubers. So it's not in any particular order. I didn't rank them. Um, and it's mostly based on entertainment, obviously, as I think it should be. But, it's also dependent on social responsibility. I mean, what I perceive their mission to be. There's one in particular, but before I get to her, there's one. She's the one I'm thinking of in terms of social responsibility, and I'm going to do another video on celebrity and social responsibility. But there are a couple honorable mentions that I'd like to make too, actually, before I get into my top 5 favorite YouTubers. So one of those is going to be Anderton's TV. The reason that well, first let me explain who they are, and if you don't know them, if you're not a musician, might not know about them. Anderton's TV, but yeah, there's a music store in England, in the UK. I think it's in London, and or some major city, and they've been around for like 50 years. They're very well known and respected, and so I guess one of the partners he goes by the Captain, and he makes videos with I guess it's Ron or Rod or Ron Chapman, and also known as Chappers. And but now there's a bunch of other guys who play guitar and demo guitars and guitar gear in videos for them. Like Pete is amazing, Rabia, and let's see, who's the other guy with the beard? I think it's like Greg or something. Anyway, yeah, all 5 of those guitar players are just insane. I mean, they're all just insanely good. So that's a great channel. It's really entertaining. The reason they didn't make it into the top 5 is because I'm focusing more on channels where it's basically just one person who makes the channel happen and runs the channel, whereas Anderton's has a lot of resources, and they have multiple people involved. So I kind of think of them as being in a different category. But yeah, Anderton's TV, ANDERTON''S. It's an amazing YouTube channel. I mean, if you like guitar and guitar gear, it's thoroughly entertaining. The other honorable mention that I want to make is Pete Thorne. So he's a guitar player, writer, and he does a lot of gear videos. Yeah, Pete Thorne. Excuse me. And yeah, he just writes great music, and his playing is great. And he knows gear. He knows how to explain technique. And the reason he didn't make it into my top 5 is just because the competition is really fierce, and I just don't watch his channel all that much for whatever reason. And I watch these other channels more. Okay, so we got the honorable mentions out of the way. Like I said, this is in no particular order. So let's start with speaking of guitar and guitar gear, in the blues. So there's this dude named Shane. He's Australian, and he does it's guitar gear videos, and his playing is just really, really excellent, and the way he explains the gear and stuff, it's just amazing. It's just really entertaining if you're a blues guitar player. And he does some commentary and stuff. I don't know. I just watch that channel a lot. It's just entertaining to me, and I think his whole demeanor, like his delivery, yeah, he just produces really cool videos, and you know, I've spent a good amount of time, excuse me, watching that channel in the blues with Shane, and yeah, he knows his gear well, and he's got some really cool guitars. He's left-handed. He plays left-handed guitars, and he just knows how to like work a pedal, work a guitar, an amp, all three at the same time, and just make these entertaining and informative videos. So yeah, he made it into my top five. Okay, moving on. Sticking with this guitar theme. I'm biased for Guitar Gear videos because I'm a guitar player and a gearhead. The Guitologist. So the Guitologist, I don't know what his real name is. He is guitar tech in Kentucky, the state of Kentucky, and I think it's Lexington he works out of. I'm not sure. Anyway, out of some city or a town in Kentucky, and yeah, he works on guitars, amps, probably pedals too from time to time. But yeah, it's not really worth his time. He's just too badass to fool around with pedals too much. But yeah, he works on guitar amplifiers. Works on a lot of tube guitar amplifiers and guitars, vintage guitars, all kinds of interesting guitars. The Guitologist, and like guitar and ology, like the study of guitar. Guitology, Guitologist. He is the Guitologist. You get the idea. And yeah, he just produces really good videos. He's articulate. He's funny. He's a good producer. He knows how to like edit his videos, which I obviously don't yet. Hopefully, I'll get to that. And he's just so knowledgeable. It's like you'd think like the guy had been working on guitars and amps for 40 years or something, because he's just so knowledgeable and has so much understanding and insight into guitars and guitar amplifiers. And yeah, and he goes, I mean, sometimes he goes like a little too in depth, but you can just fast forward the video a little bit or a lot. And I mean, it's better to have the detail in there and have the choice of passing it over or fast forwarding through it, as opposed to not having the content there. So that's my opinion about that. I mean, I'd rather have the option of the detail, of experiencing more in-depth analysis, and just sort of unedited, having the unedited video of him tinkering or doing diagnoses and repair, than having like this edited version that, okay, well, maybe you're more entertained, but there's less content there, and there might be some content that's interesting to you or relevant to what you're trying to learn about that has been edited out. But yeah, he pretty much he leaves the camera on a lot, and which I'm down with. So that's the Guitologist. I gotta mention Rick Beato. So Rick Beato is a musician and producer and music teacher, and he's just very knowledgeable. He does those he does these what makes the song great, and he breaks down these hit songs and talks about the different parts and how they're produced, and why they're so good, why they came out the way they did. And he also does videos about music theory, and he's just very knowledgeable and a good teacher. His presentation is excellent, and he's kind of funny. He can be funny. Like he he totally like he did this video about Apple, and how like he doesn't like where the company's been going. How like new Apple products are not as serviceable and upgradable as they used to be in years past. It's a really funny video. Just check out. I think it's called like "Why I Hate Apple" or something. He has a Hackintosh now. Um, and let's see what else. So those are pretty much. And then there's this video like he's taught his son, like a lot about music theory, and helped his son develop his musical ear, and he has these like exercise videos with his son that are just amazing because his son has perfect pitch, and those are amazing. They're really cool videos. So yeah, Rick Beato, Everything Music, and then what do we got? Oh yeah, yeah. I admit I'm biased towards the guitar channels. We have, of course, Philip McKnight. Excuse me. This one's called Know Your Gear. So not only does Philip or Phil do good gear videos and demos and stuff, there's a ton of good tips that like he demos products that I haven't heard of that I'm happy to know about, that I might be interested in, and he's articulate, funny, knowledgeable. He's got like a video on how to upgrade your Mexican Stratocaster. Now it's just called standard Stratocaster, but I think when he made the video, they were still made in Mexico or whatever. And it's just very useful information for the guitar player on a budget. I'm not such a big fan of his live stream stuff. I'm just not that invested, but yeah, I really like his like sharpen my axe series, where he'll do upgrades on guitars for people. Those are really entertaining, and yeah, they're just in any given video from him, there are going to be some high points. I mean, if you're a guitar player, excuse me, and you like collecting gear, or you're trying to figure out what gear to buy for a particular application, he just knows a ton about guitars and guitar gear, and wow, it shows. And you can learn some valuable things, from watching his videos. So that's Philip McKnight. Know Your Gear. All right, so last but certainly not least, Banana Girl. So Banana Girl's really popular. I think she's Australian, right? So she's vegan. She's a vegan activist, and she talks a lot about the Raw Till 4 technique or program of where you consume raw vegan food before or until 4 p.m. Only after 4 p.m. do you eat like cooked food and grains and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I really like her mission because she's trying to educate people about diet and the advantages of a vegan diet, and the ethical obligation to have a vegan diet. She's obviously beautiful, so she's very camera friendly in that way. That doesn't hurt. And she's just knowledgeable, articulate, and transparent. She says that she puts her blood work results right on the web, so you can see how healthy you can be on a vegan diet, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, because the meat, egg and dairy industry have so much power and influence that they distort the facts, in media. And so yeah, it's an uphill climb trying to educate people about the advantages, which are documented. I mean, these are documented, and I should give an honorable mention to Dr. Greger, nutritionfacts.org. I'm sure he has a channel too, and I'm sure it's great. I've seen his videos. He could easily have made it into the top 5. I kind of forgot about him. But anyway, yeah, Banana Girl's channel is really cool. I like it. There's yeah, she's just fun to watch. You know, she's funny, smart, informative, and yeah, that's about it. So there's that's actually, if you include the honorable mentions, there's 8 YouTubers, including Dr. Greger. I forget his first name, but once again, his website, nutritionfacts.org. He's funny too. He you know, his very informative lectures about diet and health are also funny. He knows how to, you know, crack a joke, and so anyway, that's what I got, and I'm looking at some other ideas for videos here, and I think probably the next video I should do, I don't know if I will do it because it might not be the funnest one to do, but is how to play a slow 12-bar blues on a guitar. So I think that's probably going to be my next video. So anyway, yeah, I hope you check out some of these YouTubers, and feel free to comment, you know, about your favorite YouTubers, and I'll see you later. But before I go, remember, animality is the new humanity. Free the animals. Animal liberation. Animal rights consciousness. Go vegan. Go plant-based. For your health. For ethics. For the environment. It's the right thing to do. Go vegan. See you later. This is Lou Miles Walker. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out.